Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone, in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening, you wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8. Even though Beato was right there, Bernkastel spoke without holding back. Your goal is to kill this woman. In the last game, you said it at Beato's request. You said, "I'll kill you." Yeah, that may be true, but that doesn't mean you get to complain about it. Did you know, when you tear one of your fingernails out, it's better to do it in one go, pulling it out like you do, timidly, twisting, and slow, hurts much, much more. What you're doing sounds much more like torture to me. If you have any compassion, kill her all at once. That's how killing works. That's none of your business. I'm the one who gets to decide how to perform her last rites. You and that Lambda Delta witch have nothing to do with this. I'll kill her. I won't let anyone else do it. As long as you don't lose that willpower, I'm betting on you, okay? Make sure you don't forget. Unless this game is resolved, you will never be released. You won't be allowed to abandon this game either. I get it. I know what Lambda's after. She wants to make you lose your will to fight, just like Beato, to make you a pair of living dolls, to keep this world in perpetual equilibrium. You don't want that, do you? I wouldn't like it either. Why should I give a damn about what you want? Still, I won't throw this game away. I won't abandon my responsibility to fight against Beato. I'm glad our goals are the same. So, you'll be able to kill this child without any hesitation, right? That's right. I have no way of knowing whether those words eased her pain or hurt her, but I can tell by the dull tingling in my chest that I surely believe I've hurt her. I have no way of knowing what the silent Beato feels. If I think I've hurt her, does that mean she's actually been hurt? And if it didn't think I'd hurt her, would that mean no one's gotten hurt because of me? So, about the Beato who's drinking tea over there with Natsui, you can handle that, right? Yeah, no problem. It's the same as it was with Kinzo. Beatrice doesn't exist. This is a fake illusion of a witch that Natsui created, since she believes she was borrowing a witch's power when she thought up a brilliant plan to overcome the hardship. It only looks like they're drinking together because Lambda Delta, who's the game master and the one telling the story, interpreted it that way. If you could stare at the scene without a fragment of love for Natsui, you wouldn't see an illusion like that. That's why with my eyes all I can see is Natsui, all alone, drinking her tea in silence. Without love it cannot be seen. Because love is lacking, it cannot be seen. You're looking at a daydream Natsui's showing us. Beatrice doesn't exist there. Beato mumbled softly. It was a small voice that made it sound like she was in pain. The thorn of Bernkastel's truth had stabbed into her chest. Yeah, that's probably true. I think your theory's right. But don't say that in front of Beato. It doesn't matter where I say it. This is Beato's world we're in. Also, it's not like I'm protecting Beato. But it's still possible that Aunt Natsui really is drinking tea with some unknown person X who calls themselves Beatrice, which I already know the identity of that person from the ending of episode 4. But not going to spoil. This scene takes place a year before everything. The number of the people on the island on this day has never been shown with the red truth. Sure, even Lambda hasn't said anything in red about the number of people in Rakanjima on this day. In that case, it's possible for Natsui to claim that she really did drink tea with a woman calling herself Beatrice. Just like I can't deny your theory, you can't deny mine. That means you can't say for sure whether the Beato there is an illusion or not. Oh, is this catbox theory? That might have worked on Beato, but it won't work on me. Why not? After all, Natsui is drinking tea all by herself right there. Aren't you supposed to be my ally? There was a violent sound of glass breaking, and the Beato who laughed happily and cracked jokes about Natsui's newlywed years was erased. A lonely wind blew, and the one person who remained on the bench drinking tea with a tired expression was Aunt Natsui all by herself. Beato groaned. I could see clearly that she was in anguish. Another illusion of the witch had been smashed, drawing Beato towards death. In short, this is what the battle to let Beato rest in peace is all about. A second ago, Bern Castell likened our fight to the torture of tearing fingernails out. If I have to tear them out anyway, then my last bit of compassion towards Beato should be to minimize that pain. In other words, even if I want to minimize her pain, I still have to cause it. I have to accept that look of anguish on her face, and at the same time I realized what a merciless thing the red truth was. Right now in this rose garden, there's no one except Aunt Natsui. In other words, there are no observers except Aunt Natsui, so if that lone observer were to say that she had had some tea with Beato, no one should be able to refute that. If there's something no one can deny, doesn't that mean it's truth? Aunt Natsui is enjoying the roses and drinking tea together with Beato. How could anyone have the right to mercilessly trample that pleasant memory? The red truth is like a blade. In a battle with a witch, it's a blade that sometimes tears your theories apart, but sometimes it becomes a weapon you can fight back with. I know. So what? Don't use it without reason. A blade is a tool if you use it when you're supposed to, but it's a weapon if you use it out of malice. True enough, Aunt Natsui wasn't really drinking tea with a witch. However, saying that with the red truth probably has nothing to do with our game. Our game is the tale of October 1986. The 2 days of the crime gave us more than enough time to injure each other with our red and blue blades glistening. This isn't about the illusion of the witch, it's about Aunt Natsui's privacy. How could anyone have the right to expose that? Do you want to acknowledge that a witch actually existed here and drink tea with Aunt Natsui? Weren't you trying to deny the existence of witches? That's right, if we're talking about our game, the 2-day period from October 4th to October 5th in 1986. But I have no desire to question whether or not witches exist outside that game board. In the first place, the devil's proof argument makes it impossible to deny the existence of witches, and according to the rules of the game, saying something like that, what you did in red is a forbidden move that leads to a stalemate. You can't deny the existence of witches, not even with the red truth. True. I never thought I'd hear you talk so glibly about witches existing. Not bad, Lambda. You've done a good job getting Battler stuck between his human culprit theory and the idea that witches existing wouldn't be so bad. She really excels at controlling human hearts. Looks like I'd better start helping you out even more. I really couldn't care less about you two. Disappear. This game is between Beato and me. We're gonna keep this game to ourselves. No way. What? After all,